Hello and good evening, everyone. Thank you for watching us on Kanar TV, the Arab voice from Canada. I'm Jamal Sharif from Ottawa. And as we know, in Ontario, we have municipal election coming very soon, actually less than 2 months, 24th of October. Municipal election is one of the most important elections that we need to participate in to cast our vote because most of our services come from the cities. We have brave candidates who are running for this election in the city of Ottawa and in other cities around the province of Ontario. We are trying to interview them to see their views on multiple issues that concern residents of their cities. Today, I'm proud to host a friend, a colleague, a brother, I would call him, Atiq Qurashi. Good evening, Atiq. How are you?
Good evening. Nice. How are you?
So you put your name recently to Ward 24th in Ottawa.
Yes.
This is a brave move, but I would like to introduce people to Atiq. Atiq, if you can tell us a little bit about your background. I know that you have a multiple talent, so you better introduce yourself to our audience.
Well, my name is Atiq Qurashi, and resident of Ottawa. It's been since 17 years now. Background, if you say my ethnicity is, I'm from Pakistan. My professional background is I'm a financial consultant in accounting and finance field. It's been 26 years I'm in this field, and I'm right now I'm an area manager of a tax consulting company in Ottawa. As for other education, you can see I'm a science graduate with mathematics, physics, and chemistry before I moved to this accounting profession. And at that time, when I was computer was very new and everybody was very attracted towards computer education also. So does me. So beside those qualification, I got postgraduate diploma in computer sciences also. So you can say that I know some ABC for uh, programming also. So that's helped me a lot in my career, especially when the industry is changing to the computer automations. And I never hesitate to improve myself time by time. And there is no age limit for the education. So down the road, when I feel during my profession that my clients need and expect more from me, so I got a paralegal certificate from Ottawa also. So that is my working background. As far as the other part, uh, my this work helps me a lot to in order to when I was giving cost effective solution for the people, and I was seeing there's a lot of small businesses who are not able to pay for the higher cost of the big accounting firms. So that's give me idea of why not I'm using my expertise and give them the solution in a perfect and right manner, and so
Right.
they can have the value added services. And of course, the back of my company was always be with me, and so for that reason, time by time, when people got their results in a less paying less for that, getting a better results, and they're feeling happy, that make me happy. I find that I did something for them, or
Right.
not only for this, that keep growing me over the time. It grows with me that I should be doing more for the people.
I think
I
you are doing great job in the community. I know you that you are participating in many events, trying to help people, volunteering around. That's make you visible always, even before election. We know some people became visible only during the election time, but you are not. And your expertise with money, which is very important in budgeting the cities and making this straightforward to benefits our citizens in the city of Ottawa. We'll talk about this later, but I think this is a very important and unique things in Atiq. Atiq, the question is now rising. Why did you put your name? Is it better just to sit? We know that the city councillor doesn't make ton of monies. It's a lot of headache. You're always under the scope. So why did you put your name?
Why I put that again? When I see that people are in trouble and they need the solution of their problem, and when I was looking at the city problem, there is no solutions coming out of that. Everybody is circling around in one thing, and there is no innovation in that. There's no vision how they can come up with this productive solution of the issues. And for that reason, I start thinking about that I should do something for that. You are right that it's not monetarily attractive for the person the way I am and the field I'm working in. But as I said, I like to help people, and I like to help them when I give solutions for their problem. And that pushed me for that. I do something for my community, and using my expertise, how I can effectively reduce the cost for the people living in my riding or my ward or in my city, and how we can benefit out of that, how we can bring up a different business model towards the city rather than just rely on the building houses and generate income out of that. So for all, and top of all, the transit issue. And transit issue is a big thing. Now my son is going to start university this year, and I can really feel that how people were struggling in past. So this is something make me to put my name forward, and I hope that people of my ward will support me and will do something for them in a productive way rather than just discussing and doing studies only. Yeah.
By the way, if you want to know more about Atiq, you can go to his website. I will keep the website here and I will circulate it during the time, and we'll go to the website by the end. But here is the website if you would like to know more about him or help him. We'll talk about how the people can help you, donation and volunteering. So Atiq, you touched a very important subject, which is transportation. Ward 24 was even not in the count when they were thinking about the LRT, and I don't know, maybe in 20, 30 years, God forgive me, if you will have an LRT. But what do you think? What's happening now in the city of Ottawa with an LRT, and what's your vision for the transportation, especially for the Ward 24?
No, that's good you asked this one. This was something LRT, if I take you back, it was on desk on bring on table back in early 2000. And when the project was announced, Barhaven was part of that LRT project, and it was Vimy Memorial Bridge was approved with the railway line on it. But unfortunately, that has been dished back in 2006. And I'm not sure what was in the mind of the representative at that time, that there's no persuasion about that. And from there, when LRT come on ground and start working back in 2014-15, and then people, Barhaven population was quite growing heavily during that time, and where people were expecting that LRT will come, but actually it was not. I was about to move on Barhaven or Riverside South just because of that LRT, that it will cross the bridge and move into the Barhaven. And that was the pitch that builder told me that at that time. But it is not the reality, because the railway line has been dished back in 2006. And there is no, because that was the only very cost-effective route for LRT to be in Barhaven. Now, we were struggling at that time And current project is about 3.5 billion, if I'm not wrong. It's a big project. And again, it is running on the wood roof, which is already considered, is very highly populated area, just down the Hunt Club up to the College Square. But we have a 4 or 5 kilometer span of wood roof, which there is no population. And you will be surprised that whole Ward 24 area is less than 5 kilometers.
Oh.
And we have almost 30,000 people over here, right? And that LRT will run for 5 kilometers where there is no population. So I don't think so that is a wise idea to take that route for the LRT. My approach is that, as I was always be vocal for that when Go Train can do a partnership and use the VRL carriageway in the GTA area, why not we bring the VRL on this? VRL is a business corporation. They need a nice business plan. They need to see some profit, right? And if I'm not wrong, that the major shareholder is also a greatest philanthropist. So why not we ask them to partner with city? Why can't we use the VRL carriageway? By doing this, we cannot only bring the commuter trains in a lesser time. I think within 2 to 3 years we can able to run those commuter trains on this current track, and it will not only benefit the Ward 24, it will benefit the Ward 3 also, where the new construction is going on. It will benefit the people living on Maryvale area. It will benefit people living in Riverside South, Riverside area, where the Billing Bridge and Revenue Canada offices are. So if we can connect directly to the downtown core, and people, students going into the Ottawa U or Carleton University, they can equally benefit for this project. So I am very convinced that I have that expertise, that I can able to draft some nice business plan, so we can convince VRL to partner with us and run the commuter trains for that track. We can manage that. This is my vision for
or
LRT.
maybe even any other companies, maybe from
Yes.
GTA or somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
So because I'm a huge supporter of public-private partnerships, so that should be a given, because that we can provide better services to the resident of the ward and the city.
Great. So as we see, like you spoke about some new construction areas, and Ward 24 is in the middle to go to that one. So you start having more traffic in your area. So what do you think? What is happening with the traffic, streeting, lights, widening the street? Do you think that's visible in the city of Ottawa, or it's, what is done is done?
One thing which blow my mind away was that why city wake up at the time when people outcry about something. Why not we do it in advance? For example, we are expecting a huge construction in the Ward 3, and the people need to move towards east or west or downtown. So why not we utilize this time, and we can widening the road where we can manage the traffic easily, rather than people are crowded and then whining that there should be. And then we start building when there is a heavy traffic over there. So that not only wastes the time of the people, and it cost a lot of money also, because every day cost is rising. So right now, and that also in 2014, you will be surprised, there is a study for the building underpass over Woodruff on the train, and on the Fallowfield also. So that study has been dished. Now that surprised me that when every elections is coming, there is a study launched. We are doing the study, and after election, the studies get dished, and nobody do anything about that. And huge resources has been invested on the studies. So that is something I will focus on, that we should widen the Fallowfield Road. not only where the Ward 24 is, but where it is connected to the Maryville and down the Riverside Road. This is the time we can widen it. So in a way that if we need to finalize it later on, that we can quickly finalize it, rather than when we have a huge traffic and then we will start thinking about, okay, we should widen this space and we can build the road, and then we start paying for the alternate route for the people, and then we start work. This is not the way to work with. We should do some planning ahead of time for that.
Sure, that's the best way to build a city. It's not when you have a problem; it's to avoid the problem. Atiq, there is problems in Ottawa, which is zoning and housing. As we know that many people moving now to the city of Ottawa because it's more affordable than other cities like GTA or. But I don't think it's maybe particular problem for Ward 24, but the city is suffering from lack of rules in zoning, triplex, duplex, and whatever, like ways to make more affordable houses. So where do you think your views on this issue?
I feel that the city should go with the you can say that approach, that every house or every new zone or building project is coming up, there should be some percentage for the people who are not affording the housing, rising housing cost. So any percentage, 15 to 20%, for each class of residents should be there. So each class should be equally benefited from that project, rather than some specific class of people. This is something I will definitely look into, and I will canvass for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Environments. City of Ottawa, thanks God, is doing not bad regarding the environments. We do not have many factories. We have green spaces, but when you look a little bit further with recreation and stuff, I would link it to the environments because we do not have enough recreational for youth places. For example, Riverside South, Findlay Creek. There is even no libraries so far. So, what do you think? What you can do to increase the or to increase the environment's awareness and maybe youth recreation?
As far the libraries are concerned, you know that as long as social media is getting stronger and stronger, and people attentions is diverting on the online platforms for the reading materials, the need of physical libraries are getting minimum, and youth are not attracting towards that. That is something we need to bring back. That thing I see that the use of libraries, we need to sit with the school board trustees also, that we can come up with some program that we can direct the youth, that they should be take interest in reading books rather than focus on the social media news, because anybody can be on social media, anybody can share the views, and when there is a lot of views on one direction, then the mind get confused that what is right and what is wrong. So we are at this point where nobody can say what is right and what is wrong. So we need to bring this approach. We need to sit with the school board. School board trustee should be on the board, that we can encourage and bring those programs in the school that encourage students and youth to be back on the physical book reading. And as far the environmental thing is, you will be surprised that in past we have an atomic waste near Chalk River, and that has been approved by city 4, 5, 6 years ago. Even though atomic waste is something we can say we can dump in the ground, but being a student of physics, I know what it will do down the road, because atomic waste is the waste which cannot be decomposed, which cannot be gotten ridden, it will create its way, because it is just, I think, if I'm not wrong, it's 10 to 15 kilometer away from the Chalk River. And if that over the period of time, it will eventually be part of the water, and that water which we Ottawa citizens are drinking, river water, will be contaminated. That I was vocal for that one in past. I was the part of that. I show my support for the organization who was working for that. I will definitely look into the decision what city has been making, because Gatineau municipality, they refuse to have it accepted over there. And city of Ottawa, they accepted that they can dump the atomic waste over there. So we will be seeing in future, because our children are growing and their children will be suffering that one. So I don't know why those people make that decision. That's why I am huge supporter, and I ask professionals who know what the things are. They can step forward, and the city council should be comprised of those people who knows the things, rather than those people who doesn't know what it is, and whatever the pitch is being provided to them, and they just drag around that pitch.
Yeah, it is important to keep our future safe for our children. So my next concern, it's maybe very close to your expertise, money, taxes. As we know, cities rising the taxes every single year with the excuse that they want to make more services, but people having everything, especially recently in the last year and year and a half, everything is rising except the salaries. So we see groceries. So we start thinking, do I have to pay this first, or I buy food for my children? So what do you think on this subject? Do you think that we can stop raising taxes for a year or two, maybe when the economy recover a little bit better, so people can really afford this $100 extra?
That's a good question for that, and for sure this is my field. As I said in the previous question, that city model, revenue model based on only making more housing units, impose a tax, property tax on that, and generate revenues. There is no alternative ways. So I will be looking for the other alternative ways where city can generate revenues. As I said earlier, I'm a huge supporter of public-private partnerships. So I will definitely explore those areas that city, where cities is rely only on property tax, should be minimized. So when we able to do that, then we can definitely able to reduce or halt the property taxes at this time where it is. And for sure, I will support the freeze of the property tax for at least a year. I cannot say that it should. I cannot promise that property tax should not be increased, because this is the only revenue generated options for the city, and to provide facilities for the people. That is something is a vital role for that one. Now, but on the other hand, I will sure try to reduce the cost of other wastage, because my expertise is to provide a balanced approach in the minimum resources for the clients. So for that reason, if city resources are not enough, then within those resources, how I can provide the effective solution for my resident, this is my approach. Because having resources, everybody can do anything. The question is how you can do in a limited resources and effectively. So this is something I will explore, the more business opportunity for the city rather than rely on the property taxes. And yes, this pandemic affect a lot, and this pandemic affect a small business heavily, I I have to go back and revive the small businesses. Being an entrepreneur, I will definitely go to revive the small businesses in the city, so we can city can have more revenues from the small businesses, where we are. This pandemic is totally banished that thing. So
Yep,
this is something I will look for. Yeah.
yep, that's important. So, speaking about small businesses, we've seen recently many businesses they've been closed because of lack of employment, expenses, and lack of support by the government. As Ward 24 is well known in the city of Ottawa as it's a hub by itself. Even there was thinking to open a downtown area in that ward. So, how do you think you can support businesses in your ward and in the city of Ottawa?
What, though it's small businesses are heavily to me, which as I'm also affected by that one, because small businesses are heavily affected by their rental payments. And rental payments, I know that it's something as a provincial subject, but I will be definitely be vocal for that one, that the landlord should forfeit the balance of rent as of this day, because landlord is getting advantage of their asset value increase due to increase in property values. They are not losing anything. Over the period of time, they will make the money. So landlord should forfeit the balance of the rent for the small businesses, so small businesses can be stable on their feet, because this is a huge cost. And I come to know that a lot of landlords are not forfeiting their balances of the rent. Initially, when federal government stepped forward and they introduced that tenant will pay 25%, landlord will bear 25%, and government is funding 50% according to the reduction in the income. And when most of the landlord was not applying for that, and when they changed the course of module, that amount or funding is coming directly to the tenant. And to my surprise, I found out that landlord is stopped for giving that portion of rent which they're supposed to forgive, and they start accumulating towards tenant balance, and that is a crushing part for the small business. And what I will definitely canvass for this, that for to the provincial government also, that they can bound a landlord, that they should forfeit, or they can should write off the balance of the tenants, especially for the small businesses, so they can be back on their foot, and they can provide a productive role in the society, because pandemic is going to kill the backbone of the industry, which is the small business, which I can say.
Uh, as we all know, that city of Ottawa is located on the unceded and surrounded Algonquin and the Anishinaabe people's territory. Uh, we do not have a lot of indigenous people living within the city or reserves in the city, but we still need to work hard on this issue. What's your view on the indigenous issues, especially in the city of Ottawa?
For the indigenous people, one thing which I am quite positive, that we should be giving them learning opportunity. The people, children over the indigenous community should be having the same quality of education what urban areas are getting. And if people in that for the indigenous community is coming to the workforce and working in urban areas, we should provide a better child care facility to the people, so they can be more productive to the society, rather than getting worried about for that care of their children. And on top of all, the medical facility, medical should be we should improve the medical facility for the indigenous people, because their Their habitat is not the way we are living in the urban areas. So for that reason, medical facility has to be increased and better over there in this community. These couple of things which I think we should focus on that.
So back to the need as a candidate. As we know, if we want you to support our community, if you get elected, we need some support before October 24. And I would like you to call people to support you wherever they can help you. So I will show the website if you would like to speak directly about it. Go ahead.
Yes, sure. To support a candidate, any candidate, uh, you can donate. Most of the candidates having their website up, and without your support, a candidate cannot run a campaign for their elections. So there is a donation rebate program by the city, and if you are donating between $25.01 to $100, you will get back a 50% rebate. Candidate will issue you a donation slip, and the city will give a rebate to you. So any amount over $100 will be a 25% rebate of first $100 you will get. So you can say that you can donate any amount up till 1,200, but maximum rebate you will get $75. So my pitch to the people is that I'm not looking for a big amounts. Between 25.01 to $100 maximum support, and everyone will get 50% rebate of that.
Volunteering. Do you need people to help?
Yes, I am thankful for those people who are working with me at this time. More people will be on ground, better the result will be. Right now, my team is out for the canvas. As I put my nomination last Friday, and we are almost ready on the ground. Some of my team members are already on the ground. Some are approaching me, and they will be joining me in near future. And we, inshallah, will be heavily being seen on the streets.
And lastly, election day. Your message to the audience in general and for those in Ward 24.
For the audience in general, choose the best candidate you think who can fulfill your need and your requirements. And for Ward 24, I believe that I can bring the change over here. So what we have not seen since past 25 years. So there's a long outstanding demands for different issues. I think I should mention this to Ward 24 residents that the program which I am coming up with for the alternate solution for LRT, I'm not seeing that we are going to spend $3.5 billion, which is already been budgeted for the phase 3 for Barhaven. We can utilize much less than that. And the remaining budget which will be available, the plan I am working on, and I will work on that to convince provincial government to give us a hospital here. So we need a hospital in Barhaven. We don't need a truck stand or a truck yard in Barhaven. We need a hospital in Barhaven. And that is something I will work for. And I think the available budget we can, and because it's obligatory obligations on the provincial government to build new health facilities if population is rising. And unfortunately, if you look at the data from past 25 years, that none of the provincial government fulfill that obligation. We have reduction in the hospital beds over the increase in population. For that reason, we are seeing a huge backlog in the medical field, medical health in hospitals. For that reason, I want them and I want to remind them that this is your obligations, constitutional obligation or regulatory obligation, that you should build a new health facility with the rise in population, care for your population. I am there. I will be the voice for that. I need a hospital in the Barhaven.
I agree with you. This is very important. And to tell you the truth, maybe you are the first who's bringing the subject to the election. So thank you, Atiq. We all need better healthcare, especially in the south of the city. Atiq, it was my pleasure to talk to you. I know Atiq for years, and I know how active he is in the community, trying to help. So putting his name is courage that I admire, and wish you all the best in the coming election. Uh, Everybody's who found Atiq is suitable and know somebody in the Ward 24, please try to spread his word, try to spread his website, and maybe contact him for a coffee or maybe gathering on a barbecue with
More
your
than
family.
welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you,
he will be more than happy to attend.
Thank you, Dr. Jamal, and it's a pleasure to meet you and talk to the people of my constituency and the Ottawa residents. And I will not disappoint them, because this is something with me that if I have to do something, then I will do something.
Thank you again, and wish everybody a great night. See you next week at the same time with the new candidate. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you for